What are you watching?
What are you watching? Elodie, le film!
Dear travelers, gather round and listen closely, for I have a tale to tell that will make your heart ache with sorrow and your soul shudder with disgust. It's the story of my ill-fated stay at the Bahia Principe sunlight Costa Adeje, Tenerife, a place that promised paradise but delivered a nightmarish experience that still haunts my dreams. As I stepped into this supposedly luxurious resort, I was immediately struck by the deceiving beauty of its facade. Oh, how the photos on their website must have been taken over a decade ago, for the reality was a far cry from the promised opulence. The beds, yes, the beds were big, but that's where the luxury ended. The rooms, oh the rooms, were old and dated, with a musty smell that lingered in the air like a bad omen. But, I thought, perhaps the real magic lies in the amenities. Alas, dear friends, the pools, touted as naturally heated, were as cold as the receptionist's smile when I asked for a simple glass of water. Yes, you heard that right, they refused to give me water, citing some obscure policy that only served to make me more parched and perplexed. And then, there was the food. Oh, the food. It was as if the chefs had declared war on taste buds, serving up dishes that would make even the most iron-stomached individual quiver with fear. The air vents, thick with dust, seemed to mock me as I struggled to find a meal that wouldn't offend my senses. And don't even get me started on the restaurant experience, where I was forced to wait in line like a supplicant, only to be told that I couldn't sit at the table of my choice because, well, reasons. But what really took the cake was the utter disregard for basic human decency. The staff, seemingly trained in the art of apathy, would enter my room without so much as a knock, disrupting my peace and violating my personal space. And when I dared to complain, they would offer me a half-hearted apology, their tone dripping with insincerity. And then, there were the bedbugs. Oh, the bedbugs. Those pesky little creatures that feasted on my blood and my dignity. I won't even get into the trauma of discovering those telltale bites, or the subsequent doctor's visits and antihistamine injections. Suffice it to say, it was a never-ending nightmare that still haunts my dreams. Now, dear travelers, you may be thinking, but why didn't you just leave? Ah, dear friends, it's not that simple. You see, the Bahia Principe sunlight Costa Adeje, Tenerife, had somehow managed to ensnare me in their web of deceit, making me feel like a prisoner in my own vacation. And when I finally mustered the courage to escape, they had the audacity to ask me to pay for the privilege of leaving their dump behind. So, dear friends, let this be a warning to you all. Avoid the Bahia Principe sunlight Costa Adeje, Tenerife, like the plague. Trust me, your sanity and your skin, not to mention your dignity, will thank you. And if you're brave enough, share your own horror stories in the comments below. Let's band together and expose these charlatans for the scoundrels they are. What do you think, dear travelers? Have you had a similar experience? Share your thoughts, and let's take a stand against these travel travesties. Based on my analysis of businesses near Bahia Principe sunlight Costa Adeje, Tenerife, here's the comprehensive overview. Based on the negative reviews of the businesses near Bahia Principe sunlight Costa Adeje, Tenerife, some common patterns and issues emerge. Here's a focused analysis of these businesses. Siam Mall. The mall appears to have limited shops and dining options, with many reviewers expressing disappointment with the lack of variety. Poor management and customer service are common themes, with reviewers reporting rude staff and a lack of accountability. Hygiene and health concerns are also raised, including the presence of dogs in the mall and reports of uncleanliness. Reviewers also mention issues with facilities, such as availability of charging points and parking. Aqua Club terminal overpricing and poor value for money are common complaints, with many reviewers feeling that the facilities are not worth the cost. The facilities themselves are often described as run-down, dirty, and in need of renovation. Reviewers also express frustration with the management and customer service, citing issues with refunds, scheduling, and staff attitudes. Some reviewers mention safety concerns, such as the presence of children in the spa area and lack of supervision. Delhi Darbar food quality is a major issue, with many reviewers reporting tasteless, watered-down, or unauthentic Indian cuisine. Poor customer service and staff attitudes are also common complaints, with reviewers describing rude or unaccommodating staff. Some reviewers mention issues with orders being incorrect or not arriving, as well as problems with refunds and billing. The restaurant's policy of asking customers to write 5-star reviews in exchange for discounts is seen as manipulative and unprofessional. Papagayo Tenerife overpricing and poor value for money are common complaints, with many reviewers feeling that the prices are too high for the quality of service and facilities. Poor customer service and staff attitudes are also major issues, with reviewers describing rude or aggressive staff. Some reviewers mention safety concerns, such as the presence of security staff who are overly aggressive or violent. The club's policy of reserving tables for VIPs and charging high prices for drinks and entry is seen as discriminatory and unfair. Overall, these businesses near Bahia Principe, unlike Costa Adeje, Tenerife, are commonly criticized for poor customer service, overpricing, and subpar facilities or quality. Reviewers often express frustration and disappointment with their experiences, citing issues with management, staff attitudes, and value for money. Analysis of negative reviews. Businesses near Bahia Principe, unlike Costa Adeje, Tenerife, Chengdu. This analysis focuses on the negative reviews for Magma Art and Congress Unit Base and Magic Lounge Club, nightclub Playa de las Americas. Based on the provided data, it outlines the issues presented by reviewers, identifies common patterns, and provides specific examples. Magma Art and Congress Unit Base, a venue in decline and disarray. Based on the negative reviews, Magma appears to be a venue struggling with operational issues, potentially transitioning or even closing down. While initially designed as a modern, architecturally interesting space, it's currently delivering a poor experience for customers. Key problems include closure/accessibility issues. A significant recurring theme is the venue being unexpectedly closed, despite online information stating otherwise. Several reviewers arrived to find locked doors and a general sense of inactivity. Event quality and discrepancies. When events are happening, the quality is often severely criticized. The candlelight concert experience was described as underwhelming and poorly executed, small, smelly, badly lit, with poor acoustics. A Beatles tribute concert was positive inside but hampered by parking issues. Facility maintenance. Reports of a leaking roof during a concert suggest poor maintenance and a lack of investment in the building's upkeep. Parking problems. A recent review highlighted a significant parking issue related to a blocked-off car park, forcing attendees to park in unsafe, unlit areas. This issue points to a lack of coordination with events and disregard for customer safety. Lack of information. A simple issue, but one raised by a reviewer. The absence of a website makes it difficult to ascertain event schedules or confirm venue status. Past use as vaccine center. Older reviews mention the venue's recent use as a vaccination center, with complaints about cleanliness and lack of spacing during that period. This may indicate a temporary, poorly managed adaptation of the space. In essence, Magma is perceived as a venue in disrepair, poorly managed, and potentially unreliable. Its inconsistent opening hours, subpar event quality, and logistical problems make it a risky choice for entertainment. Magic Lounge Club, nightclub Playa de las Americas. Aggressive security, poor service and deceptive practices. The negative reviews for Magic Lounge Club paint a picture of a nightclub with serious issues concerning customer safety, service, and honesty. The dominant themes are aggressive/unjustified security ejections. A major and repeatedly stated issue is the aggressive behavior of security staff. Multiple reviewers report being forcefully removed from the venue without clear explanation, often involving physical force, tackled to the floor, dragged from the neck. This is causing significant distress and prompting others to leave in solidarity. Poor and inattentive service. Numerous reviews detail exceptionally poor service, being actively ignored by staff, long wait times, and a general lack of acknowledgement. Waiters prioritizing friends over paying customers is also cited. Deceptive promotions and pricing. Reviewers frequently complain of being misled by advertised promotions, 2-for-1 cocktails, discounts from partner restaurants, that are not honored, or of being overcharged for drinks, particularly shots. There's a clear perception of a scam operating within the venue. Inconsistent entry policies. Reports of being refused entry one night despite being welcomed the previous night, specifically regarding age, suggest arbitrary and inconsistent enforcement of rules. General unwelcoming atmosphere. The overarching feeling communicated is one of being unwelcome. Reviewers describe feeling ignored, frustrated, and actively discouraged from spending money at the establishment. In summary, Magic Lounge Club appears to be a venue prioritizing profit over customer experience. Its reputation is being severely damaged by aggressive security practices, dishonest promotions, and consistently poor service. The overall experience described as one of feeling unsafe, cheated, and unwelcome. Common patterns and generalizations for the area. Across both venues, several patterns emerge that may be reflective of a broader trend in this tourist-focused area near Bahia Principe. Unlike Costa Adeje, inconsistency in quality, both establishments demonstrate significant inconsistencies. Magma is sometimes open and hosting events, other times closed without notice. Magic Lounge Club sometimes welcomes customers, other times refuses entry arbitrarily. Potential exploitation of tourists, the deceptive practices at Magic Lounge Club, misleading promotions and inflated prices, suggest a willingness to exploit tourists who may not be familiar with local pricing norms. Service quality concerns, the complaints of poor and inattentive service at Magic Lounge Club are worrying, indicating a potential wider issue with staff training and customer service prioritization. Event-dependent experience, Magma's experience hinges heavily on this. Analysis covers all the businesses analyzed in the area and provides insights into what travelers can expect when staying near Bahia Principe Sunlight Costa Adeje, Tenerife. Oh, dear, I'm looking into these crimes near Bahia Principe Sunlight Costa Adeje, Tenerife, and it's just so sad, Like, tourists come to relax and have a good time, and then they get scammed, Anyway, business near Bahia Principe Sunlight Costa Adeje, Tenerife are like, super friendly, but sometimes too friendly, Like, they'll approach you with these super cheap deals on stuff, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. But then, it's a scam. Like, I heard this story where this tourist was approached by someone saying they're from a local travel agency, and they'll give them a super good deal on an excursion package. But, like, it was all fake, The tourist paid for it, and then, poof, the person disappeared. I'm like, how could you, dude? That's just wrong, I predict the tourist was probably really upset, like, they wouldn't even want to leave their hotel room, And the scammer probably just got away with it, like, they're still out there, scamming people, It's just, like, so sad. And then, business near Bahia Principe Sunlight Costa Adeje, Tenerife are like, super pushy, Like, they'll try to get you to buy stuff you don't even need, and if you say no, they'll be all, like, aggressive, I heard this story where this tourist was approached by someone trying to sell them, like, a fake watch or something, and when they said no, the person started, like, yelling at them, I'm like, that's just wrong, dude. Who does that? I predict the tourist was probably, like, really scared, And the seller probably just got, like, a warning or something, But, like, it's not enough, They should, like, be stopped or something.